again. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dawn. My husband Jason and I came back from Eastern Europe, the beautiful country of Georgia, in March of this year. Came back to our home in Colorado and decided to get prepared for whatever might be coming. And so we have been learning how to garden and watching lots of YouTubers and finding out things. And at the same time, of course, like everybody else, we've heard all of the alarming stories and the daily updates and all of that. So I thought this channel might be a nice way for us just to do some of the fun, easy garden tips and projects that I have found along the way. And you can do them in a home just like I'm in. You could do them outside. You don't need a lot of space at all. You can do them really wherever you are. We don't have a homestead out in the country or anywhere like that. So hopefully you will find these enjoyable too, and it will be something that you can do with just yourself, a roommate, family, whatever. It shouldn't be too difficult, and it's a way to just unplug for a little while and relax and enjoy. And then along the way, be sprinkling in some scriptures of hope and remembering that there is peace, there is hope in Jesus, of course. Okay, so today we're going to be making a terrarium. Now I had a 10-gallon one that I'll be showing later that I had an extra tank. I didn't know what to do with it, and I had always wanted a terrarium. So I researched, found out some things, and didn't even realize how easy it is. You can do a desert type terrarium, and they're even easier. But the ones that you'll see me doing today, they're not desert ones. We have enough desert around us, and so I thought it would be really neat to have some type of plants. And it's helpful when you're around working on your computer, when you're doing those kind of things. Just having that life around you is really nice, really refreshing when you can't get outside. So I wanted to show you, it doesn't matter what size of container that you might be able to find. This one here I picked up, and I left the sticker on there on purpose. It's $4.99 from the local Goodwill, and I got it on half price day, so it was $2.50. It comes with the lid and the little rocks in there, and it's just the perfect size for a terrarium. So we'll take this one off here. Now these rocks that came with it, you could use them in the bottom if you wanted to. They're really pretty. They're the bigger flat blue type ones. But for what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use those. So I'm going to dump them out really quick. And then what I used in my other terrariums, I have one sitting here that I'll talk about in a moment, and then my bigger one, was the rocks that I had from betta fish tanks that I didn't need anymore because I put them in bigger tanks and things like that. So like these here I have, this is what I'm going to put in this one, and they're just the brown, the regular brown ones. But if you wanted to get creative, you could use blue. There are so many colors, and you'll see when I show you my big terrarium that I even did designs in there, and I use moss in there, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. This one's just going to be a basic terrarium that anybody could do, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to put some rocks in the bottom first. Just to help with drainage and that kind of thing. And then you're going to need some type of dirt. Now the dirt that I have found we really like to use after a lot of research and we were doing things in the garden and in the house, I like to use the Kellogg brand. And here it is here. You can get this at Home Depot. This one is the regular planting mix, but they also have a version that is raised garden. They have a version that is outdoor container plants. And it's all organic, which is really great because what we were doing with our dirt mostly is trying to grow things to see what we could grow up here in the mountains, and we plan to eat them. So having it organic soil was really good. If you're just doing a terrarium for fun and going to put some type of plant in there, you wouldn't have to get organic soil. But they're not that expensive, and those are at Home Depot. I believe it was Epic Gardening was the one that first talked about that. They're the ones we got our birdies beds from, which we'll do in another video. So I have some of the dirt right here. That is that Kellogg's dirt, and I'm just going to put some in there. The amount of dirt that you'll use will depend on what type of plants you get. when I did my big terrarium, I had Irish moss that I knew I wanted to put in there. It doesn't need very much dirt because the roots don't go down very far. But then I also got these other two plants from Walmart that I didn't even know much about. And so just to try with those, I did make the dirt a little bit deeper in that, on the side where I have those. So depending on what you put in your terrarium, you could just look it up really quick and see how deep the roots go and what it might need. I am going to try something different with this terrarium than what I have tried with my big one that's down here on the floor or with this one. I have some seeds that I have planted, most all of them out in the yard, and I'm going to see how they're doing. But we got these clover seeds, and they're supposed to be super easy to grow. So I'm just going to sprinkle some in here, and we'll see how they do. I'll make an update in one of our future videos that we're trying to get out every Tuesday and show you what it looks like and show you how it's growing, because I have not tried a terrarium with seeds before. But you would, if you had a plant, like say this one, which is obviously too big for there, but if you had a plant, what you would do, you want to push on the bottom and get it out. You never want to pull on the top of it. That's one thing that we have learned. And then you'll see how the roots are here, and they're also wrapped around here. So we've learned that you want to pull those. You can score them like this on the sides, pull them on the bottom. It's okay to rip them apart like that. I was really afraid to do that when I first started doing all this gardening. I didn't know you could. So once you get those roots all done, if this was a smaller plant, then you would just put it in there and you would put the dirt around there. You're going to see my cat in a minute because he cannot leave plants alone, and so I'm going to have to put this plant away in a second. He didn't know it was sitting here. That's Mr. Chives. But you would just pull these down, make sure they're all pulled down well, and then you would make a hole for it, and you'd put it in there, and put it all around, and put the dirt around. That's the only difference you would do from what the seeds that I'm doing here. Now I'm going to put this plant away because otherwise he's going to eat. You just want to water it a little bit. Get some good water in there. And as long as you're not doing the desert scaping, you'll want to spray your terrarium as you go. Just check on it, see when it's dry, keep it sprayed. This is just a sprayer that I got at Walmart on clearance for $3, so they're real easy. You can get the plastic sprayers too. You don't have to have anything fancy. So you just keep that sprayed, and you keep the lid on it. Now I'm going to try this with the lid that it has, which I don't know if you can see that, but it has holes in it. If I have to, I can always put some plastic wrap around that so that it stays even moisture in there. And we'll see how these grow. I really don't know how this one's going to do. I haven't tried it, but we'll see. Now before I show you my actual terrariums that I have going, that I've already done, this one here has been going for about a week, and the larger one I've had for almost 2 months now. Before I do that, I do want to share the word with you, because in today's world, I think we all can certainly benefit from some hope and some peace. And like I've said in my other video, I do like to read out of the Complete Jewish Bible when I'm reading the Old Testament, because it takes the Hebrew and you can see what it actually says. So in Psalms 9, verse 2, it says, "I give thanks to Adonai, the Lord, with all my heart. I will tell about all your wonderful deeds. I will be glad and exult in you. I will sing praise to your name." And then in the New Testament, in the NIV, in Romans 8:28, we're reminded, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." So that is good news for us for today. Now real quick, I'll show you over here, and then I will cut the camera and show these up closer so you can actually see them, just in case it's something that you might be interested in doing yourself, having a bigger one or doing a design. So this is my 10-gallon here, and you won't be able to see a lot of it right now, but like I said, I'll show you in a moment up close. So I've got moss in there. That just got that from Walmart. I've got some decoration pieces for fun. So this side here was just decoration. And then this back here is where I put my Irish moss in the middle and the Walmart plants there. And I've been having such a wonderful time with it. It's just, it works great. I spray it ever so often, and that's all I have to do, and it just works really well. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to show you the up close of these two terrariums so you can see it doesn't matter what size you have. You can do one like this smaller one here, and you could do a small plant. You could do a bigger one. You could do an even bigger one. This here is a 20-gallon long is what they call it, fish tank. And I have fish in there, but you could even use something like that if you had a lot of space and maybe a fish tank. You can find tanks at the thrift shops. They're everywhere because people use them for a little while and then they don't need them anymore. So it doesn't take a lot of money to do this. It's something really fun, and it just brings life into your house. So just a quick demonstration. You can do your terrarium as simple as you like, or you can do it decorated like this one I'm going to show you here in a minute. This is the one that I built in the video where I've got the seeds in there, which is why there's no plants showing. Then this is the one that is a beta tank that was 1.5 gallons. It came with this lid here, so that's why I've just got that on there. I have a plant growing in the front there. That's what this one here is. That's an actual plant. And then those are just two fun decorations I put in there for just to kind of liven it up a little bit. It has sandier soil in there that you can, of course, mix in. And then this is the one that I really had fun building. That's the one where I had the 10-gallon tank that I needed to use up. And so I'll open the lid here and I'll show you. It really can be anything that you want it to be. You can, as far as your imagination can go, that's what you can do with your terrarium. So, of course, over here is the Irish moss. There's the two plants that I got from Walmart on clearance for like $1 or $3. It was nothing. This here I had gotten actually for the fish tank that you probably saw in the other video there, but it just didn't look right in there. So this works perfect in here. Then this I got at the toys section, and you probably can't tell that, but that is a little tiny fish, and that is a fishing lure that I just took the top off. And then there are some evergreen trees because we live up here in the mountains. I got those from a train store. And the moss I got from Walmart in the decoration section. So it helps hold in the moisture, and I just missed that when I'm misting everything else. And you can see there with the truck that I used the black gravel so that it looks like a road that he's going up in the mountains to go fishing. That's what I was going for with this one. And I really had fun with it. I'm really enjoying it. And you can see where I put the dirt a little bit thicker there, like I mentioned, because I didn't know on these here how long they would need. I didn't have much information on them. And this has been going for about 2 months, and it works great. I don't have to do anything with it. I already had this lid, and then if I need to, I can put cellophane or something in there, plastic wrap, to keep in extra moisture, but it hasn't been a problem. I just missed it, and I missed the moss, and that helps everything stay. So you can do it as big, as fancy as you want, just as plain as you want, like this over here, somewhere in between, like this one, and just really have fun with it. Okay, so that's it. That's the terrarium video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can be notified when we do more videos. Hope you have a fabulous evening.